Good morning, guys. Johan here with Ifixyourcell.com. Today we are going to be showing you how to replace the screen on an iPhone 5. This one's black, slate black. It's a little beaten, but we can do this. You guys can get all the parts that you need from our website, and we will be using one of the kits that similar to what we send out to you guys, which pretty much includes the tools. Pretty much everything you need is in here to make this repair. And we have the screen just in this box. It's right here, but we will get to that in a moment. Right now we're going to get started on this repair, and the first thing you need is just to open up the tools. Let's just get this out of the way here. Alright, here are your tools. Excuse me, guys. Right here are the screwdrivers. You won't really need the red one for now, but for this repair you'll only need the yellow one and the blue one, but you will need all the pry tools and all that stuff. And if you guys want to use the suction cup, that's fine. Just be very careful and be mindful that sometimes this works, but if your screen is very cracked, then it won't work. You might need something like a sesame tool or a flat tool or something like that to actually perform the repair. A knife works, or sometimes even getting away with a flat screwdriver, like the ones that they sell with aftermarket screens like this. This will actually work as well. Sometimes we will include the screwdriver in there, so just be mindful and just check the kit. Alright, so let's just get started on this. First thing we gotta do, we have to take the two bottom screws off of this iPhone. They are right here. These are the ones that hold on the screen. So let's just take those two off with the yellow screwdriver. They are special screws, safety screws that Apple uses. So there's a pentaloop screwdriver in there. That's what you need. Just get those off, and we don't need the screwdriver for now. Alright, to pry up the screen. Prying up the screen is somewhat difficult. If you're using the suction cup, which I really don't recommend you guys using, it's very difficult, and you can actually tear the two cables that run down from the screen right here. So what I'd suggest you do is just try and find something flat like this, and just tuck it up in between the metal frame and the plastic bezel that the screen has. So just tuck it up in there, like so. Like so, and just pry up gently. You don't wanna have glass flying all over the place and then you get cut, you know. So just gently pull up. Sometimes you can do this. Once you pull it up, you just run your nail up and it should just pop out, just like this one. Sometimes they are a little bit more stubborn, so you might have to use the flat tool, or even the suction cup at this point would be fine. Just don't pull too hard. Alright, so let's open this thing up. So here's the inside of this phone. It's actually kind of dirty, but that's fine. It's just dust. It's not water damage or anything like that. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to get access to this plate. This plate is held on by 3 Phillips screwdrivers. Right here, screws 2 and 3. So just remove them. This screw right here is not magnetic, so just be mindful of that. These two are, so just go up and just take them right off. Make sure that you keep these screws in place, because these 3 screws are different sizes, and you just want to make sure that they're in the order that they go in. This one wasn't magnetized, so I got lucky there. Most of the times they don't come magnetized, and they're a pain to get off. I'd suggest you get like some tweezers or something like that to get it off. Alright, we set that off to the side. Now what we need to do is we can get one of these flat plastic tools that come in the kit. Very helpful, especially when taking off these connectors. These connectors are very, very, very tedious to take off. So what you do is just take this plastic tool, pry it up in between the connector, the metal plate on the connector, and the actual board, and very, very gently pull up. Same thing here and here. And there's your LCD. There's 3 connectors on it. Just be careful, especially when you're taking it off. This is the inside of your iPhone. So let's just set this off to the side for now. Alright, what we need to do next, we actually need to get the components off of the LCD. How would we do that? We have a few screws to get them off. But I always suggest you guys starting up from the top of the screen and working your way down. So how you do that is you start off with these 2 screws right here that hold on the camera and the speaker assembly. So just start by taking those off. Sometimes the top screw won't come out with the plate, and the bottom screw will just get stuck there. That's fine. Just be very careful when you're prying up, and set these 2 screws off to the side. One thing that I do have to say is that the top one is the longest one, so if you guys do mix them up, it's fine. The top one is the longest one, and it'll only fit in that place. Alright, to get the camera off, all you have to do is just put a screwdriver in here or something like that and start pulling up, prying up very, very gently. This is held in by a double-sided sticky tape, so you don't want to rip any of the connectors or anything like that. Just like so. That's the camera assembly right there. Alright, set that off to the side. And one thing that I will tell you guys to save is this little plastic hoop that's right here, because this is what holds the camera in place so that it doesn't shake or rattle or anything like that. So just set that off with the camera. Alright, next step, you have to get this metal plate off. So there are 6 screws holding it down. There's 1 here, 1 down here, and then 2 on each side. So just start by doing the top one. Make sure you guys keep track of where these screws go, because these are all different screws and you want to put them back in the same place they were in when they came out. Alright, so just get off the side screws here. Okay, you got all the screws off. Now you just lift the plate up. It should just slide right out. This is actually to protect the LCD from any heat that the phone produces. Okay, so right here, next thing we have to do is we have to take the home button off, and that would be the last thing with the old LCD. So it's just 2 screws, 1 on either side of the plate. Make sure you know which one's which, because these are both different sizes. And here's one of the riskier parts of this job. This home button is held in with some double-sided adhesive. So you want to be very, very careful when you're prying up so you don't tear anything from this connector right here. Because if you do, then you try to reassemble it and your phone's home button will not work. So just be mindful of that. Alright, now to get the home button out, all you do is with your pinky, you just push down on the home button and just push it till it pops out. It's just held in by a double-sided adhesive. Alright, and here's your old LCD. Now let's get the new one out of the box. This is how you will get it once you receive the kit. So, as you can see, it's actually still stapled on and everything, because I literally got this out of the bin a few minutes ago. And this is what you will get in the kit. Right here. Brand new LCD. No problems, no issues. Compared to your old one, I mean, it looks practically new, because it is new. And then the back of it, pretty much the same thing, it's just, you know. So let's set the old one off to the side. Alright, to get prepped for this repair, you will have to do one thing. You have to take this purplish plastic off the back. It's very important to take it off. If you leave it in there, the LCD won't respond the same. So just pry it up from the little tab at the bottom, and let's just work our way backwards. I'll do this kind of fast because I already show you guys the disassembly, and pretty much just work your way back from the disassembly. But I will show you guys some key parts in reassembling the actual LCD that you might need to know, especially if this is the first time that you've done an LCD on any phone. Always check the home button, see if it's clicking right. Alright, so now let me get onto this plate and alright, now the two screws. Alright, we got the plate back on. Now, one thing that I will recommend you guys do is just put this plastic in place. And how you do that is the wider end of it goes to the top of the screen, the way narrower end goes toward the mesh, and they actually do match one right above the other, so we'll tell you guys that much. Now the next thing you have to do is you have to get this this camera assembly back in place. This right here is a microphone for when you have it on speaker. So what you do is you just take this and put it into the smaller hole in the ear mesh, like so. It's just held in there by pressure, and then just put in the camera and adjust all of these so that you feel as they are flat on the actual screen, because if they're not flat completely, then the speaker, which this is your ear speaker, won't fit in place right. So just to fit the speaker, you just fit it all by itself. There's this other little hole on the ear mesh, and you just push it down against there, and it should just go right in. It might take a couple of tries for you guys, but just keep trying until you feel that it's in. If it's not being held down, then just take the metal plate and just put it right over the camera, just like so. And then take the longer screw that came out of that section of the phone and just put it in the top hole and screw it down. That'll hold it all in place. Now take this one, the other screw, and just put it right back into place, and this should be the end of our LCD reassembly for the replacement part. Okay, so now let's get the phone back in here. This is the trickier part of this actual reassembly, because you have to line up all of these connectors with their respective connections, and they are a bit of a pain to get on since the connectors are flat. They aren't as tricky as the iPhone 5S or the 5C, I'll tell you that much, but they are somewhat tricky still. So what you want to do is you just want to line up the top of the screen just like so the connectors can reach down onto the actual mounts for them. And then with your finger, you just want to feel it, so that as to if you were to click it in, it would drop into one place and then it wouldn't be able to move anymore. That's when you would press it down gently. You don't want to press with too much force because then you will damage the phone or you will damage the replacement part. You don't want that happening. Like so, and then this vertical one is the hardest one. To me it's horizontal, but to you guys, well, to the phone itself it's vertical. It's one of the trickier ones. I just got it in there into place first time, and that's actually very strange. But it's seated into place. So the next thing you want to do is you want to just put on this metal plate. This protects the connectors from falling off or anything like that. There are some hooks on here on the side, so you just want to hook that side up first and then the rest of it. And with one finger, whichever finger you can with, just grab the hold of the plate and just take one of the screws that came off of that plate and just put it on a respective spot. As to hold down the plate so you guys have some free hands to work with. Alright, just like that. Take your other screw, put it on the plate, just like that. Take the last screw, put it into place, and screw it down. Like I said, most of the time these screws aren't magnetized, so they are difficult to get in place, but once you do, then it's pretty straightforward from here. Make sure the plate's all the way down, and that's pretty much it for the reassembly of the inside of the LCD. Alright, so now we need to just set this LCD back down into its place. So what you have to do is you have to actually push the screen down onto the top of the phone and then push up so it sits down. And then what you want to do is you just want to start hearing for clicks very, very gently all the way around the perimeter of the LCD. You just want to push down a little bit, not too hard, but not too soft either. That's pretty much it. I would recommend you guys turn off your phones, because that can save your phone and that can save you a whole lot of trouble. The last thing is you want to put on the screws at the bottom. Alright, so we're ready to check how this repair came out. If you left your phone on and your screen won't light up, what you have to do is you actually have to do a hard reset. And I'll explain that to you guys in another video. Alright, so this phone's ready to go. Thank you guys. Johan here with Ifixyourcell. If you guys need any parts or anything like that, we actually do also have ship-in repairs.